Our first speaker, my friend and coworker, Graciela Guzmán. Graciela is the Democratic nominee for the 20th State Senate District. Can I just say the next state senator for the Illinois state? Okay. She currently works as an organizer for the Chicago Teachers Union. In her immediate past role, she served as chief of staff for the former Senator Cristina Pacione-Zayas and political director for her and Senator Omar Aquino. Graciela has organized policy campaigns around healthcare, child welfare, economic justice, and immigration. Most notably, Graciela helped secure a key victory in making Illinois the first state in the nation to expand healthcare to low-income seniors age 55 and over, regardless of their immigration status. And this paved the way for larger healthcare wins in years to come through her work with the Healthy Illinois campaign. Please welcome up to talk about a book that changed her life, Graciela Guzmán.
God. Hi, good evening. Good evening. There we go, hi. I'm Graciela Guzmán. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I feel like I'm with my people. We're talking about books on a Friday, and I would most definitely be doing that at home, so I feel right at home. And I'm gonna take you back a little bit to the year 1997. I was in the second grade. Please don't do math on my age, I would appreciate it. It is 1997, I'm in the second grade, and I'm enrolled in English as a second language in my elementary school. My parents had immigrated from El Salvador. I was the first one in my family to actually complete elementary school, and I grew up in a monolingual Spanish-speaking home. So they said, ESL, that's for you. That's how you learn to read and write in English. It's how you learn American culture. But in that particular year, I was like boxed in. I had like become this like voracious reader and writer, and they kept giving me the same thing over and over and over, and I kept saying to Miss Cespedes, is that it? And one day she came in and she's like, girl, we're gonna go on a journey, close your book, let's go. And I was like, all right, let's go. She took me to the library. Because that's actually how every single build your own adventure book should start, right? Let's go to the library and let's build the adventure. So we went to the library and she says, your assignment is pick every single book that you find interesting, put it in this bag, you're gonna read it this semester, and then you're gonna come back and tell me about it. So I'm there, I'm picking out my books, and the first book that I ended up reading at home was something called The Giver. The Giver. I heard the oohs, I know. And in my house, it was a really loud house. I was the eldest of 5 kids, so my special place to read was the bathtub, and I would put pillows in the bathtub, and that was the quiet place to read. So I was like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do The Giver, I'm gonna have my Capri Sun as my little drink, I'm gonna do it. And so I'm sitting there, and like pretty quickly found resonance with Jonas. Jonas is 11, I'm 8, so it's right there. Jonas has a sister called Lily that's like adorable and annoying, and I have like 4 siblings that are cute and annoying, so it's matching. But Jonas is about to do the journey of the ceremony of 12s, right? Where they're about to assign a role. And he didn't ask for the role, but they're about to match the community's need with his gifts. And by 8 years old, I knew about roles. Right? My family, I said 5 kids. I was caregiver when my parents weren't home. I was homework, I was meals, I was disciplinarian. So I knew what caregiving was and what was loving and pouring into my family. And I knew what interpretation and translation were because my parents would put me on the stoop and they would say, Graciela, you're the one that reads English, so you're gonna open mail. And so when my parents had folks that would come up and be like, read this mail, I was reading tenants notices, eviction notices, medical bills, I was reading educational notes, I was reading everything. And I didn't know what it meant, but I knew that it had the scent and feeling of indignity because my entire community was getting evicted. And I knew what that felt like, right? And I knew what translation and emotional translation felt like because they're asking me to translate for my grandfather when I'm 5. And he's being diagnosed with cancer, and I don't know what that means, but I know that we can't pay for it, and I know that we don't have health insurance. And I know what it means to look at a man that you love and say, I think you're gonna die, grandfather, and then he did. So I know what the burden of roles are. The roles that you didn't ask for, but the roles that your community asks you to take. So I read into that and I was like, Jonas, you're my dude. You're my dude, right? And Jonas goes into it with curiosity. He wants to find love for this role, but it starts to get really real, right? He's feeling every sensation, every joy, every intergenerational memory of his entire community. And he has to make a decision. What do I do for betterment of my community? And so when Jonas makes the leap and says, I have to leave my community to better my community, it awoke a spirit of disruption that I didn't know I had in me, to be able to question roles. Who put them on me? What are the patriarchal structures that when I was a child said, Graciela, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna give purpose to legacy that way? And I was like, is there not more for me than that? What are the folks that get to say, we're gonna repress communities through systems, so we're gonna tie you up in a box for what you can do, but hey, there's something else I wanna do, right? So I'm 8 years old and I'm going through that and I'm like, I think I can be more. I think I can be more than the good kid. I think I can be more than the caregiver. I think I can be more the interpreter. I can be more than the translator. I can take the sum of my community and use it to inform and do things. And it fast forwarded and created a whole legacy where I got to be the first person in my family to go to college. Thank you. Got to come to Chicago and realize there was a whole tradition that needed my lived experience to be able to galvanize what it meant to be able to inform the places where policy and people should live, which is everywhere, by the way. It's everywhere, right? But ultimately, Jonas' spirit of disruption lives with me in every space that I am, where some ism governs how people think we should live. And I'm in a metaphorical journey of sorts. I'm about to celebrate my next ceremony of 12 because I'm about to maybe be your next state senator. Kind of probably will be your next state senator, right? And so I get to think about Jonas's questions. What does it mean to feel joy and pain and hurt and sorrow and use it to build a society that we all deserve and thrive in? What does it mean to coexist and work through those complications and look at forces and structures and isms in the face and say, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna take the sled and we're gonna take the baby and we're gonna go to the hill and we're gonna pass the hill, right? And that's where I'm at. I'm looking at the hill going, I'm holding my metaphorical baby that is my community and I'm gonna go to it and I'm gonna hear the holiday music and I'm gonna make it and we're gonna make it. And that's what I'm galvanized by. I don't know how we get there, but I know how we get there, and that's with all of us, right? So that's the legacy of the giver for me. If I hadn't met that in the 2nd grade, we wouldn't have had a girl that left home. We wouldn't have had a girl that went to college. We wouldn't have had a girl that did 12 years of organizing. And I wouldn't be standing here before you accepting and embracing a legacy of leadership that means we all get to govern together. So I'm thankful for Jonas. I'm thankful for this book. And I'm gonna kick it over to you all. And just thank you for letting me share and geek out. So thank you.